Greetings, one and all, and welcome back to the Awaken to Ascend YouTube channel. We've got another rainy day here. I kind of like it. It's a nice change of pace from Arizona living. Things are green, things are growing. The mood is kind of somber, but that's okay. I don't mind it. I hope you guys are checking out the website. I know I say that every video, but I would love for people to go there and check out the blog. Check out the services that I offer and just join the community. It's the website. It's cool stuff to check out. So make sure you're bookmarking that and following for when all the new blog releases come out. All right, guys, today I want to talk about a very not heavy. It's like a very intense topic. That's what it is. We're going to talk about healing a little bit. And I'm going to make a statement here, and I would like your opinion on it. My statement is that you, my friend, have no idea, have no clue about your deepest, darkest shadows. I mean, we're humans. We've got ego. And our ego tells us, yeah, you got a firm grasp on your traumas. You know what happened to you as a child. You remember. And those are your traumas. But I'm here to tell you, friends, that's not accurate at all. We have no clue, especially about our core deep wounds, our deep shadows, our deep traumas. And the reason for that, I believe, is because the ego mind doesn't want us to know. The ego mind intentionally hides our own shadows from us in order to not have to go through difficulty. The ego mind doesn't want you to heal. It wants you to stay in this matrix. Healing brings you closer to ascension, okay? So if you start healing, that means the ego is going to have to go away. It's going to have to relinquish control, and it doesn't want that. It actually hates that. It fears that. So our egos are actively suppressing our own traumas from us. So that's the first thing we got to be aware of during this healing journey. So how do we figure out what these core wounds are, these deep wounds that hide from us? I'm sure there's a wide variety of ways to do this. Of course there are. But I'll just share my experience. I'll just share a little personal information about my journey here that I'm going through right now, and maybe it can relate to you. I didn't have the foggiest conception that I had abandonment issues. No clue. I figured, my parents stayed together. They were loving. They were always there. So I don't have any abandonment issues. And the thought never crossed my mind. But then I got involved in a relationship, a twin flame relationship. And it brought those abandonment issues surging to the surface. I learned that because I have a lot of traumas and shadows surrounding abandonment and rejection, that it kind of shapes my personality here today. I will people please because I have this fear that people are going to leave. People are going to abandon me. So what I'll do to compensate is I'll be everything that they need. I'll do what they want. I'll bend over backwards for them. Yes, it's because I love them, obviously. I wouldn't do that for someone I don't love. But there's also that fear of if I don't do those things, they're going to leave me. And of course, that's not healthy. That creates problems in a relationship. People feel like you're clingy, you're smothering, you're dependent, and those are all bad things. So clearly, there's shadows there. And when I go into it, when I do my healing, when I do the backpack method, which is a healing technique that has worked wonders for me, when I do the backpack method and I go into the healing, I'm brought to the past and I'm brought to traumas surrounding abandonment. And man, there's hundreds of them. I had no clue. There was the time we had to do square dancing and the girl that I was partnered with didn't want to hold my hand, rejection, right? There's just so many. Getting lost in the store and I couldn't find my mom, just feeling abandoned. One of the ones that really struck out to me that I did this morning, it was an incident in Costco, and I was 7 or 8 years old, and they had this champagne bottle, an oversized one. It was huge, a huge champagne bottle, and at the top of the bottle was a cork and a little wire mechanism that you could unhinge and the cork comes out. Well, we're just walking through Costco, my mom and I see this champagne bottle. I'm a curious kid. What am I supposed to do? I play with the cork, okay? I start fidgeting with it. Like, how does this work? And all of a sudden, pop! In the middle of Costco, the thing just skyrockets in the air. There's a huge noise of the cork flying out, and this champagne is flowing everywhere. And my mom's first instinct, she looks at me, she goes, "I don't know you," and she runs away. Just runs away. And, thinking about it, doing the healing, I'm like, that's a perfectly natural reaction, right? She was so embarrassed by her child who couldn't keep his fingers to himself. She didn't want to pay for this expensive champagne bottle. She just wanted nothing to do with it. And I think most people would probably react in that way. So I don't hold any grudges. It's all healing. It's all beautiful. But at the same time, that had a very profound effect on the psyche of a little boy. It's like, okay, I acknowledge I made a mistake here. This is my time of need. I need help. The only person who's here is my mom. Wait, where did she go? The only person that was on my side, the only person who could help me, decided that they don't know me anymore. Her own child, okay? And it's funny in retrospect. It's a funny story. Like, I'm telling it right now, and I think it's very funny. But there's also trauma there, and it was hidden. Right? And so it helped me to form this idea that I have to do what other people want from me, or else they'll just run away. And now I carry that. Well, I don't carry it anymore because I'm healing the piss out of it. I've been healing that. It's a very strong one. And I'm learning that the abandonment wound inside of me is one of my strongest wounds. How is it possible that me, someone who only cares about healing, that is my goal in life, is to heal, 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 remove ego, remove ego, remove ego. How can I be so completely unaware of one of my core base shadows? So it made me think, it's like, sometimes we're alone on this journey. Sometimes we're with someone. Sometimes we have a lot of relationships. Sometimes we don't have any relationships. So it's always learning. We're always going to be learning. But I'm just thinking, man, I've been going through this life by myself 3 decades. Just completely by myself, just a lone wolf, just doing my own thing, focusing on my healing. What comes up, I heal. But in 4 decades now, in 4 decades, I was not aware of this shadow until someone showed it to me, until my twin flame showed it to me. So it made me think, like, what is the value of trying to heal alone? It's like, yeah, Spirit's going to put stuff on your path to show you things when you're alone. Obviously, that's how it works. But when you are in a relationship, when you're in a close, committed relationship especially, that is going to show you the true you. Your real stuff is going to come out. Now, that would happen if you were alone too, but I feel like being in a relationship, using other humans as mirrors, and this doesn't have to be romantic, any kind of close relationship is going to show your triggers, it's going to show you your shadows and your traumas. But I just feel like being in a relationship and having your shadows reflected back to you by someone else speeds up the process considerably. It's a fast forward on your healing. There's only so much we can do alone. And there's some things that we have to do alone. We have to do it. We can only do some things alone. But if you want to be aware of your deepest, darkest insecurities and shadows and traumas, I think you got to have someone show it to you. Because our own ego is going to hide it from us. But another person's ego, they're not so concerned. They're not so concerned with hiding your own shadows for you. They're more willing to show it to you. But your own ego is going to be like, don't look over here. That place is a bad place. So let's just refocus on the Super Bowl or whatever it is. And we won't have to look at that until you're dead. And then in the life review, then you can go look at that. That's the ego's plan, guys. You can't give into it. You can't let it win. You can't run from relationships just because they're hard. I think that's why we have them, is because they're hard. That's why. So yeah, there was a tendency in me to kind of run from these mirrors in my life. I've had a tendency. But I'm starting to realize, folks, that is not a good thing. What are we running from? We're running from healing. So, yeah, that's just my story. And really the message I want to get across here is that don't be so sure and secure that you know what traumas you have. I mean, there's past life stuff that your conscious mind is not aware of. You have to go in and talk to your higher self about these things. Only your higher self can show you all this stuff. Your ego is going to hide it. So that's the importance of meditation. That's the importance of understanding and discerning the difference between your ego and your higher self. And that's all part of this healing journey. I know a lot of you are there already. You can do it. But I'm encouraging you to just be humble and be aware that your ego is hiding stuff from you. The deeper stuff, the darker stuff, the important stuff is being hidden from you. So don't be afraid to go out there and mix it up and get, be in pain. Relationships are difficult, but they show us ourselves, and that's why they're difficult. It's a catch-22, but it's also an Ouroboros. I can't say that word. It's the snake eating itself, really. Anyway, I think that's enough for me. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. That's why I'm doing this. This is a discussion. This is not a lecture, right? That's why you're here, hopefully, to discuss with me and with each other. So let's do that. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and for checking out the website right down there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light to you as always. Bye, guys.